Yeah. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. Pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me.
Yes. Glad to have you back around. My name is Kay. Of course, I got Deem in the building, and this is the Biscayne Breakdown. What's up, Deem, man? We 1 week into the offseason. Tell me how you doing.
I'm doing good, but not today, man. You know, it was a lot going on before the show, trying to get things situated. Ran through a lot of technical difficulties, but we good. The show started. My camera ain't
man,
on.
the show must go on. We made it. We're gonna get the people a visual one way or another, though, in the coming weeks, as that was a production note mentioned by El Capitan. Speaking of pre-show notes, but not to get too far going there, as we did spend a bit of time before we got started doing things like that. Let's get right into it, man. Look, I mentioned we're 1 week into the offseason. You still got teams playing playoff basketball, which we'll get to a little bit later on in our situation here, but when it comes to the Miami Heat, they got moves to make. I mean, you know, and I say moves to make generally, but of course we know there's going to be some transactions done. I think that's kind of more what I'm speaking of. And when you look at the most immediate transactions that come to mind, you take a look at their 2024-25 salary table. So this is according to Spotrac.com, so don't quote me, quote them. I'm just using it for information purposes. We're going to take it as gospel because they tend to be on the money. Anyway, based on what they have, if you look at Caleb Martin, Kevin Love, Josh Richardson, and Thomas Bryant, they all have player options for the coming season. So that means Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, Jaime Jaquez, and Nikola Jovic are, you know what I mean, guaranteed to be on the roster, you know, barring a trade, just say if all things are equal. So looking at Caleb Martin, Kevin Love, Josh Richardson, and Thomas Bryant right off top there, Deem. I tell you what, I'll do this one first. Caleb Martin, we all assume he's gonna opt out, correct?
I believe so. I think that's the best option for him is to opt out and get paid.
Right. I think that's probably, but that's exactly at 29. This is his, you know what I'm saying? He got him a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? Came back to the Heat, continue to develop, showcase. He's not gonna get maybe the deal he thought he would have had the season last year, but that ain't gonna differ but maybe by $1 million or so. It ain't gonna go from like, you know, 15-ish to like 10. It might go from, you know, it might just be 15 instead of like 16 to 18, but you know what I mean? I think definitely I'm with you. He gonna opt out and go get his bag because he's gonna get at least twice that in his next couple of years, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And that's why everybody got him, you know what I mean? Definitely probably not re-signing with the Heat per the reports you've seen out there. Again, that's an option on his behalf. He probably gonna cash out. But that takes me to the go ahead though.
But
no, you good, bro.
In previous episodes during the season, I seen that coming. Like I knew it was no way that, or it was going to be hard for us to bring him back. That's why I always mentioned during previous shows that I would rather trade him than lose him for nothing. He's a player, like he's a good enough asset that you don't want to lose for nothing. You rather get something back from him. And you know, he showed his value on the team at times where even though people thought he wasn't that valuable, he contributed a lot to the team during previous playoff runs, and he's going to do that for another team. He's going to be one of those guys who we seen coming through the culture, and it's going to work. It's going to transfer at another team with another team. You know, we seen guys come here, and their production didn't transfer with the other team. I think Caleb Martin production that he had in Miami is going to transfer to another team. That's why I always wanted to get something back from him.
Oh no, I 100% agree with you, man. But at the same time, I think it was worth. If you're the Miami Heat, I almost think it was worth risking it simply because you didn't know how it was going to play out. Let's say if you know let's say if he just has a terrible season, yo, like, I mean, fall back bottom, you know what I'm saying? There's a chance that his best option is to opt into the option. So I get what you're saying, but there wasn't like, okay, let's say if you had to move Caleb to get the Terry Rozier deal done when you did it, maybe you don't move Caleb for Terry Rozier. I'm just saying, if you had to have moved him, okay, I would have been cool with it for the reasons you're mentioning. But what I'm saying is, because there wasn't an earth-shattering deal out there, I don't think you trip over yourself to trade him, considering the fact that, you know, there was a couple of different things that could happen. Now, again, we likely knew that what's happening now was going to happen, because I think we've all mentioned that. And I've kind of said that I think, you know, in that $13 million range, you may be able to talk to him. Now, again, he may get more on average for a couple of years than that, but I don't think, I put it to you like this. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be between 13 and 15 a year. People think it, like I said, 18, but I really think it's going to be between 13 and 15 a year. And if it's between 13 and 15 a year, I don't think the Miami Heat should go a dime over 13. But if that's what it takes, I think they should look at it.
Yeah, I agree. No, okay, I may have heard you wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say you was willing to add him to that Terry Rozier trade?
Yes, but ultimately some other stuff would have came back with it. It wouldn't have just been what it was. No, it would have. I mean, that's what I was saying though. I was only saying, I wasn't saying, again, I didn't want to trip over myself. Okay, throw Caleb in there. I was only saying that in reference to your point where you said maybe they should have moved him before now to get some for him. Well, I'm like, okay, that's just a situation where if you could have saw yourself, okay, get Terry Rozier and maybe something else from a reroute, something else out of Charlotte. Like, let's say like this. If I got to trade you Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, and Caleb Martin for Terry Rozier and Miles Bridges, do you make that deal?
Oh man, I think I would have took PJ over Miles Bridges.
Okay, I'll throw another player in and give me all three of them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Because Miles Bridges is a rental. He was a rental. So yeah, give me all three of them. But I'll throw another player and you can have my draft pick this coming year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, just so that's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying no. Like, I wouldn't have been tripping over myself to get rid of him either. Okay. Now beyond Caleb, which of course is an interesting, and we're gonna be monitoring that as free agency starts to take place, because again, I mean, sense just makes that the boy gonna opt out of the $7 million. Go get the paper, because you can make at least twice. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we thinking 13, but hell, you're gonna get at least 12. So you go get your paper. Looking at the other guys though, Kevin Love, Josh Richardson, Thomas Bryant. Kevin Love at $4 million, Josh Richardson at $3 million, and Thomas Bryant at 2.8, so about $3 million. It's safe to say that all three of those guys are probably going to opt in, though, right?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I can't tell you. I want to say yeah, but my gut is telling me no.
Hold on. Are you talking a complete sweep no?
For who? For
those three guys. See, that's why you're saying no. Like I'm saying, are you talking no for K-Love, no for TB, and no for Josh Richardson, or just for one or two of them?
Just for two of them.
Okay, so we probably thinking the same thing with the guy who definitely gonna opt in. You think Kevin Love's staying, right?
I think Kevin Love stays.
Right. I 100% think Kevin Love's staying. Just the way he's talking, the way he's been embraced his role. $4 million to live in Florida when you got plenty of money anyway. Like, I mean, you can't beat it. I think Kevin Love absolutely, and I think they want him to stay. So I think they would, if it took some convincing or somebody to have a talk with him, I think they would do that, because I think Kevin Love is valuable. He gives you something in just those few minutes. Hurt us in the Boston series because we couldn't play the zone and he couldn't really guard nobody man up. But you know, we adjust for that. And we ain't playing Boston every series, you know, moving forward. But that's neither here nor there. I honestly think coming off an injury, I think Jay Rich is gonna opt in. Honestly, Thomas Bryant might opt out. That's my opinion on that. But I think he's gonna opt in too.
Bryant's gonna opt out.
So you think there's another? So you think Thomas Bryant is the one that's gonna opt out?
I think he's definitely gonna opt out.
But you think there's a chance Jay Rich might opt out?
I think it's a chance. Yeah, I think it's a chance.
So we pretty much in this. We in the
I
same
want to
place.
say yeah, but my gut is telling me like nah.
Yeah, we in the same place. I like I said, coming off an injury, not really getting a chance to, I would say, see it all the way back through with his, you know what I'm saying, return to Miami in the first year, getting hurt. I would absolutely say one to contribute to that, just being around these group of guys, having an attachment to this group. Now you got to realize there was an attachment to a lot of these people. Bam, Spo, a couple more cats. So I mean, I think that plays. And again, coming off that injury, man, I don't think he make it difficult. I don't think he make it hard. Is he gonna be able to go out there and get $3 million coming off an injury?
Yeah.
You think he would?
Yeah.
I agree. He probably would. But anyway, Thomas Bryant. Let me ask you this though: where Thomas? Can you? Thomas Bryant probably could go get 5 from somebody, and he probably could go get a guarantee of more minutes. But that would be in a trash situation.
But I think certain players, they don't care.
You think he value playtime over the?
I think he's at the point to where he want to play, and he didn't play a lot. And I thought he was going to get a little more minutes than he did get this year. I was surprised he didn't play that as much.
Right. I think he came back on late though, and then because Kevin Love is so effective in those bursts,
and then honestly,
he just took it back his time.
Yeah, and I was going to say honestly, I don't think he deserved much minutes for real. Anyway, we just being completely honest.
Well, I would say this: after Spo sat him earlier, bro, he did come in and start was playing too fast. Still had some good flashes, but those good flashes were being heavily outshadowed by his mistakes because he played too fast. After Spo sat him for about 20-25 games, then K Love went down. And he came back in and started getting those minutes. You notice him start to slow down, be a little more disciplined. He still has some of those Thomas Bryant mistakes, but some guys, the thing that make them the player they are the same thing that's gonna cause their mistakes. Like if he calmed down enough to not make those simple mistakes sometimes, or that stuff like where he, like the one with Thomas Bryant that get me is when he moving so fast that he trying to make the move to the rack and take his eyes off the ball and it go right through his hand. And then he look at his hands and grab his head and run back down the court with his fist like this. That's the one that killed me about him.
I'm not even a fan of Thomas Bryant, but
I said that to say this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But if he calmed down, he wouldn't be effective at all because his recklessness is kind of what make him effective in his effort. But go ahead, brother.
And the thing is, if it is a trade that happens this offseason, if it is, do you think if he opts in, he'll be a part of that trade just because?
I tell you what, we're gonna get there. Let's not step on our own toes, but that's a good point you brought up.
All right.
Let me ask you this before we move on. Okay, do you want Caleb Martin back? Of course. Okay, let's just say if the numbers, but let's just meet in the middle. If it's at 14, do you want him back?
I wouldn't go over a dime over 13. I would agree. I wouldn't go a dime over 13.
Okay, but if it's 13 and you want him back,
13, 12-5, even 13-5.
Okay, cool. So we're on the same page. Kevin Love, we definitely want him back, though.
Definitely want K Love back.
I know you don't want TB back based on what you said. Either way for me, I like TB, but if he decides he can get more money out there, I think he can still use some, learning and tutelage in the system. But that's neither here nor there. This is the one I really want to know. Do you want Jay Rich back?
No.
Wow, I figured you felt that way though. Why do you say that?
Because I was excited to have him back. And I know I was not expecting him to be Jay Rich that he was the first time around in Miami. But I expected him to be better than what he showed.
But didn't he come on a little bit later before he got injured? He was starting to come on,
bro. I don't.
Boy, you tough. You hell on him. All right, okay. All right, that's fair. I want Jay Rich back. I'll say that. It's a little nostalgia there, but like I said, I thought he started to come on, make some big plays, make some big shots to scoring and facilitating, playing the defense. All right, look. So that's the 2024-25 salary table, right? But if you take a quick step back into the past, not that we want to stay there because it was trying times. No Jimmy Butler, we still would have beat the Celtics. I don't care what nobody said. Anyway, if you look at the 2023-24 salary table, it has a couple of names up there that we don't see on this new one. You know, that means no options, no ties, no bonds. Don't have a deal right now with nobody, including the Miami Heat. That would be Hayward Highsmith, DeLon Wright, and Patty Mills. Okay. We had an interesting debate in the pre-production, aka group chat, about Hayward Highsmith recently. But I'm not gonna get there because we got a couple cohorts that aren't here right now. We want to do them justice on the opinion. So, with that being said, we're gonna get to that. We promise y'all. But the guy it revolves around, Hayward Highsmith currently doesn't have a deal with the Miami Heat. No conversations or anything, included, Deem. Do you want Hayward Highsmith back? Let's say if the money is 5 or less per year.
No.
So
no,
3 or less?
I think you can get a better, more value from someone else. Okay. I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm just not a. I'm not a
Hayward Highsmith fan.
Yeah, I'm like.
And believe me, people, in this debate, that very much so came across. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm like a huge Hayward Highsmith hater. Yeah, I don't know why.
You a Hayward hater?
And I don't know that guy from a can of paint, man. Shout out to Hayward Highsmith, but for some odd reason, I look at him and I just be like, how did you make the NBA over me, bro?
Well, because he's 6'4", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". I don't know.
And he's way better than I am.
But he also, but Deem, look, okay, yeah, admittedly, we'll probably say that. He was a D2 player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. But what I'll also say is the man got pterodactyl wings for arms.
Yeah.
And that helps. That certainly helps. And he understands defense. Like I told, not to step on my toes either, but you said a little bit, so I'll say it. Like I told you, if the brother was 6'6", I mean.
See, Kate, and that's the problem I have, bro. Like, shout out to Anthony DiNardo, man. He posted something on Twitter a week ago. It was a trade proposal. It was a good player, too. A good player. And I said, enough with the 6'6" guys playing the 4. That's the problem I have. He's 6'4", and Spo is going to love to play him at the 3, at the 4. So that's the main reason why I hate him, because Spo loves him.
Right, you hate him because he leaned right into that Spoism.
Yes,
that you don't
everybody knows I love Spo, but I hate the fact that
but your one pet peeve is that he's always trying to make little dudes Spo.
Yes, that's it. So that's why I hate Hayward Highsmith, because Spo loves him for that.
But you know what I love, and that's logic, Deem. And you just made a very logical, sound point. And you know what, brother? I cannot disagree with you. I'm not gonna say that I hate big play hate, but your logic is so sound, and your argument is it's pristine, and it's very backed up. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I understand what you're saying. And you one of those people that you want. That takes me to this real quick question, and this wasn't on the itinerary. Are you one of those people that want a 4 beside Bam, which I think we have? Or are you one of those people that want Bam to be the 4?
I want a 4 beside Bam. And
so do we got that guy?
Wait. This is what I'm gonna cut you off at. I don't want to talk about it this pod, because we are going to do a draft pod later down the line, and I got some good ideas for that guy. So we're gonna wait to
absolutely.
later on in the offseason.
We'll get there. They're gonna have to beat Nico out, which is what I'm saying, but we'll get there. I ain't mean
listen. That's why I don't want to say too much.
I know. That's why I didn't want to go there, but I had to get my little piece out. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on, brother. Since we got it out the way, I'm sorry, we didn't get there. My bad, brother. You just said you hate Hayward Highsmith, and that totally threw me off. The other 2 guys, I want Patty Mills back because he's gonna be cheap, and you can't buy shooting, and I think he still got a little juice in the tank. We need a guy sometime that could be a trigger man. I know guys hated on Patty, but for a Miami Heat team that struggles to get shots off, a dude that come in ready to shoot his shot and go get it, if he gonna cost you $1.3 million, bring him back. That's my opinion on Patty. Give me 30 seconds on your Patty Mills opinion, one way or another.
No, I don't want Patty back. I'd rather have DeLon Wright back.
Well, why can't we have them both?
I don't see. For what?
Patty was rotting in Atlanta. Like I said, it's gonna be veteran.
I think
you can't never have enough shooting, bro. But I don't. I think that
How
he's
old,
a
how
good
old
guy.
Patty's turning next? How old Patty's going to be next season?
Let me see. I'll take a quick look at it.
Because I feel as though we can get a younger guy for what's that guy Cole?
Okay, fair enough. He'll be 30. He'll be 36 in August.
Yeah, no, I'd rather take that other guy. Cole, what's his name? Cole what? The guy who he was with us.
Cole Swider.
Yeah, I'd rather have him.
He's a shooter, but he's not a trigger man, though. And that's the thing that separates
That's okay.
Patty.
That's okay.
I put it to you like this. We're gonna revisit this conversation after Patty go light people up. Is Australia in the Olympics?
I believe so. Of course, yeah.
Of course they are. So after Patty light people up this summer, we'll revisit this conversation.
Okay.
And tell me you don't want to pay that 1.7. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. So DeLon Wright, we definitely agree on him. I mean, we
Yeah.
need to bring him back. He need to be back. He need to be honestly, it's a low-level guy, quote, so to speak, even though his impact, especially with this Miami Heat, is going to be major off the charts. I'm trying to say this right. Less offensive, low level Derek White.
Wait. Repeat
That's
that
what
again?
He could be a less offensive, low level Derek White type. DeLon's a big point guard. That's all I'm saying, and he actually can play point.
I don't think
and lead
he's
defense.
good though.
I said
like
less
him.
offensive, low level. I think he is better than he's shown. I just don't think that he was confident in his jumper until the last couple of games of the playoffs.
You know what, K? You just got me, man. A full off season under Coach Bo, and damn it, you got me.
I mean, because look, man, think about some of the things he did.
I'm just looking at what he did against us. So I'm like, I don't think that's a good comparison.
But I mean, you can't really judge what nobody do against Spo, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like a real off season with the greatest coach of all time, and this great.
And let me see something.
Yeah, it's something special. I like that. That's why I want to.
Like I said, low level, less offensive. So I'm not saying he's Derek White. I'm saying he's Derek White-ish. Because let me see.
How big is Derek White? How tall is Derek White?
Derek White, they tried to sell him at 6'7" in San Antonio, but I don't think he no more than 6'4".
Yeah, I don't think he's 6'7".
No, I just know that when they had remember when which that's pretty silly of them too. Yeah, he's only 3 years older. Because Derek White will be 30 this summer too. He's 3 years older. He's 2 years older than Derek White. Like I said, Derek White is 6'4". DeLon is
6'3", 6'4" too.
Yeah, DeLon might be bigger than 6'4". Hold on, let me check. He at least 6'4", I'm thinking, but he might be bigger. Let me see. Yeah, he listed as 6'5", bro.
Okay, yeah, bring him back. Bring him back.
Oh,
Pat.
of course. That's without a doubt. Without a doubt. Like I said, he a low-level priority. Gotta have him back.
Yeah. I'll buy him over Patty any day.
Oh, 100%.
I'm
not saying that. I'm not saying Dame, not y'all kills me. Y'all kills me. Now you got the people out here thinking I'm saying choose between DeLon Wright and Patty Mills. Like I would say that out of my face. But anyway, with that being said, look, man, we about to have to make some real choices. And the names we've talked are Miami Heat guys, so they're near and dear to our heart. And that makes them important. That makes them a big deal. That makes them the highlight of our show. But boy, oh boy, we're about to talk some names that will be a big deal in any arena. Will be a big deal on any corner. Will be a big deal in any barbershop. And those names specifically, I'm just gonna throw them out there and we'll take it as it comes. It's me and Deem. We like to shoot all the time. This is just how we do. Trae Young, B.I., Brandon Ingram, and Donovan Mitchell.
Whew.
All right. First of all, the streets is saying that B.I., Brandon Ingram, his name is hotter out here with rival teams than Trae Young's is. That's the word on the street. I'm sure you've heard that chatter. I could quote the reporter, but y'all have seen it. Y'all know I usually quote the reporter, so there ain't no shade. I ain't being lazy. I just don't have it. and the conversation is too good for me to walk away from it to go get it. But I will say this: how do you feel about that, Dean? Because I have thoughts.
I'm gonna be honest. I said this in the in our group chat we have, that if I'm Atlanta just won the number 1 overall pick. If I'm Atlanta, I'm trading that pick. I'm keeping Trae Young. I'm trading that pick because for the people out there who don't know, this is not a great draft. This is like a really horrible draft. And honestly, in really horrible drafts, you don't want to pick in the top 4. You want to get off those picks.
You really don't want to pick in the top 7 or 8.
But see,
arguably,
K, this the thing. You can get a mediocre player at 6 or 7 who give me a name. Josh Hart.
In these drafts, bro, 32. In these drafts,
but see, I would take a Josh Hart at 6 and be okay with it.
Right, but you saying what I'm saying, bro. In these drafts, honestly, I'm saying 12 to be safe, bro. But in these type of drafts, the Anthony Bennett draft, 1 through 15, anybody in the lottery is the same in these type of drafts, bro.
Yes.
Anybody in the lottery is the same.
I'm just saying, though, me personally, as a GM in a horrible draft, if I had a top 4 or 5 pick, I'm moving off of it. I don't care even if I love the player. I'm moving off of it.
Now, I can agree with the logic because for a top 5 pick, let's say, you can name your price. Of course, as you get down closer to 5, you start getting a little scream. It's like, all right, I don't need all that. But if you in 1 or 2, you can name your price. And even in a sucky draft, just the 1 or 2 pick is a little coveted. So you can still get a nice little package.
And
so if you say
always going to be, I'm sorry to cut you off, Kate.
No, you're good, bro. Go ahead.
A good point, because it's always going to be a young GM who's going to be like, wow, we can get this pick.
I see a star. And that, hold on, sidebar. So you don't think Alex Sarr is a star?
Honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest. I haven't seen enough of him. Enough of them.
Of course, I've seen the same YouTube highlights that everybody else saying, so I'm not gonna make a declaration yet. Of course, we're gonna dive more into the process as all season continues as we get more draft coverage. But I think it's a lot of these cats that's gonna ride this Wemby wave, and I think that's gonna get fleshed out real fast. So that's what I was really trying to get to. So you think there's a little bit of people already just leaning hard into trying to find the next Wemby?
Those young general managers whose job is on the line, and they like, I gotta go try to make this splash.
And that's a guy that can be had. That's a guy that can be had.
But
I pray that Joe Cronin gets fleeced. Oh my God.
If I'm Atlanta, K, I'm calling New Orleans.
I'm calling Portland.
If I'm Atlanta, no, listen to this. If I'm
I got one after this. After you finish, I got one though. Because I just thought about it when I was poo-pooing on Joe Cronin.
I want to build around Trae Young. We don't got time to wait. Our window is small. He's going to want to get out of here. And honestly, we're going to have to move him out of here because we're not making no progress. This is what I'm doing. I'm calling New Orleans. And I'm just going to shoot for it. Hey, the number 1 overall pick. How would y'all like to trade Zion? Is he available? I'm trying my luck. Can you imagine Zion and Trae in Atlanta together? Come on, Kay.
I can't.
Listen, only thing
I got it, but see,
what's the worst New Orleans can say? No, he's not available. Okay,
right.
Hang up.
Absolutely.
Try again for another player. But he might be available. You never know.
He might. Let me ask you this. With Zion proving, though, sort of this year that he maximizes himself by being that point power forward, little Larry Johnson, do you make the best use of him by sticking him with a ball dominant guy like Trae?
See, but now they're going to collab. Like, Trae, your game is going to bounce off of each other. Trae doesn't need the ball in his hands to score. Yes, he's better with the ball in his hands, but he can go spot up and Zion can go crash into the rim, kick out, got Trae in the corner on top of the key or the elbow or whatever it is. Them two can play off the pick and roll. I mean, it can fit. It's all up to Quinn Snyder, and Trae Young also has to try to make that fit. And I think Quinn Snyder is a good coach. He can make that fit. And I don't think I don't think that Trae Young is a selfish guy, so I think it can work. I like the fit.
I understand. I ain't mad at that. Let me ask you this: if you Atlanta, I call up Portland. I say, look,
They don't have
yeah,
anybody though.
y'all listen though. I'm gonna give you this number 1 pick. You're gonna give me Brogdon. You're gonna give me Jeremy Grant, and you're gonna give me, and you gonna get and see, you're gonna give me Brogdon for the low. You gonna give me a number 1 in the next 3 years, and you're gonna do pick swaps with me for 4 years after that.
I don't think. See, now that's excessive. I don't think they'll do that. That's too much.
But Joe Cronin is one of those dudes that's look.
What the Portland got? The
He
5th,
ripe.
6th?
He ripe to get fleeced right now though, bro.
I don't
But
know.
see, that's what I'm saying. And he one of those guys that want to make a splash because he, like his. Come on, can we admit? Okay, bias aside, like we wanted Dame. Let's be honest, but we didn't get him, and a lot of that had to do with Joe Cronin and his foolishness. So I'll say that to say this:
I can't say Cronin made a lot of foolish moves. Like in his tenure in Portland, he didn't make a lot of. That was a bonehead move. That wasn't a smart move.
Right. His return to ultimately in the Dame trading. Yo, all right.
Dame had him handcuffed though. So I mean, he wasn't going to get much back in the Dame trade.
I'm gonna say it. The biggest player in franchise history. I was trying to think if I was being disrespectful, but the biggest player in franchise history, that was the return you got from him?
Yeah.
Like, dog, that's a fail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that trade was a fail. He didn't get, but I don't. I
feel like Scoop popped a little bit, but he didn't pop enough where you still don't have to do something. So I feel like he is a guy that would bite into that SAR hype. He's the guy that would take the next Nikola or whatever. I mean, he's one of those guys that would be thinking he's so smart that he would want to make, you know what I'm saying, that splash move.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna agree with you or disagree with you because I don't know his moves like that. So I don't know what kind of I'm not a Portland fan. I haven't. I'm a Dame fan. Dame, as you know, is probably my favorite player in the NBA that's not in the Heat uniform.
Really?
Yeah, he's my favorite player that's in the NBA that's not in the Heat uniform. But I can't.
Of course, the man that would classify that with me, where it's 23, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh well, yeah. Up in the air.
Oh, okay. I got you. Sidebar. Joel is so funny. By the way, people, you can't see Joel in the group chat. Joel is on producer duties for the next couple of weeks. He recharges from partying again from a very heavy ending to the the postseason, the Miami Heat season as a whole. But he's been on this Donovan Mitchell by hook or by crook, by any means necessary campaign. And as we're talking about our favorite players in the NBA that aren't in the Miami Heat uniform, he of course chimes in and says mine's is Donovan Mitchell, happy face. Now, the funny part about this is Joel hasn't even been with us the whole time. He's been popping in and out, producing multiple pods. So he happens to show up in time enough to say that. I mean, what an amazing world we live in. What an amazing world we live in. So it's funny that we talked a little Donovan Mitchell there because that takes me to this thing. You want Donovan Mitchell, right, Dean?
Absolutely.
What are you willing to give up for Donovan Mitchell?
Honestly, Kay,
it all?
Nah. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's not a guy that you go all in for. Like you just like, you know what? Damn it, hun. No. Dame was the guy. KD was the guy. The first trade. Obviously LeBron. I mean, there's certain players in NBA that during certain levels of their career that's what you do. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's at that level yet. No, I didn't. There's no bleeping. What did I say?
I thought you did DAMMIT.
That's not a nah.
Hey, look, man. Good. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying that's what Joe. Go ahead, brother.
I'm willing to give up Tyler, this is my trade package for Dame. Tyler, the 15th pick is the 15th. We got the 15th pick, correct? 15.
I think it's 15. I'll double check. Go
15.
ahead.
Tyler, the 15th. Jamie and
Jaime, but go ahead.
yeah.
You always say Jamie. You've been saying Jamie
Yeah.
since the boy got drafted, so I don't even mind no more. I just want the people to know what you mean.
And
we are 15, by the way. We are 15.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I'm willing to give up. I'm not giving up both of the young guys. Nico got to stay. And maybe a sign and trade. I don't know if maybe a sign and trade for Caleb if that's possible. I don't know the numbers on that. I don't know what we can got to get back for that to happen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they were they I don't know. I can see them being interested in the Caleb. They need a Caleb type. They need more. Now I will say this: the boy did play ball in his last game, so he might have got a minimum deal out of him. Shout out to Marcus Morris because he, I think he made like 100 threes in that game, in that elimination game. Enough that he go. I tell you what, he gonna get an invite back to training camp. But anyway, yeah. So you said Tyler, Jaime, the 15th pick, a pick swap, and a sign and trade for Caleb.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really get the sign and trade how the salaries match up and what you got to do.
Right. But if they're interested, you will be willing to do that. Yeah. Right. I'm right there with you. I don't know if I'm willing to give up Jaime though. I would give up as much draft compensation as I can. If it came down to Jaime, I would.
I'm sorry.
If it came down to Jaime, I would though.
Don't we still owe OKC a pick?
I don't think we owe them any more picks, but let me check. I can check.
I thought we still owed them a pick. I'm not sure. I don't know. It was a lot of pick swaps that year.
Right. I know you can't. You know what I'm saying, trade in consecutive years, of course, like that.
I think we still owe them from the was it George? Was it Gordon?
Okay. Nah, you right. So if you look at 2025, it's owed to the Thunder.
But I know
it's top 14 protected though.
Yeah, and I think last time Sam Presti pushed it, like he declined. He got an option to decline it to push it back years down the line. I think I read something like that, and I think one year he pushed it down the line. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. Next pod, I do some more research on it and I bring it up.
Okay, and it's unprotected in 2026.
Okay, so I guess 2026. That's maybe I think he keep pushing it down. I'm not sure. I don't. There's too much picks.
Okay, and then in 2027, of course, it's lottery protected because they traded that to the Hornets for Terry Rozier.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure how many picks you can give up. So I think you got to give up one of those young guys.
All right. So let me see. Wait a minute. 27. They could go 29, 31.
Nah, they ain't taking that.
Nah, they not. Okay. Well, that's a fact. I mean, look, it's gonna be interesting. I just don't think that I just don't think that you give up the farm for Donovan Mitchell. That's my whole thing. Like, I mean, look,
give me your trade package.
Tyler Hero.
Mm-hmm.
I see if they want the hometown kid, Terry Rozier.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Absolutely. I see if they want the hometown kid.
On the pick, you might not have to give up one of the young guys.
And the pick. And like I said, I'll give him the pick.
Do you want Donovan at the 1?
I'll give him the pick. And if they still asking for the young guys, I'll give him a lottery protected 29 to 31. Just on the back end.
Wow. I didn't think of that.
Because I mean, like I said, Cleveland, there is an attachment of,
this is gonna be I can't wait to our off-season shows, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be some stuff that happen, man. So it's just about whether they accept that. And I think it's really not on them though. And that's the crazy thing. Because Donovan Mitchell basically decides what he do. If you tell him I'm not going to sign the extension, then they have no choice but to trade him. And they got to trade him because if they don't, they screwing themselves. Right. And the other boys and already told you, we not going to stay here. Here's the thing.
I mean, listen, LeBron was in Cleveland the other night.
Right. Now, what was that about, though? But what was that about, though? What was that about, though? Is that LeBron saying, all right, I'm going to come back if Donovan Mitchell going to be here? Or is that LeBron going to Cleveland to say, hey, you trying to come to L.A.?
I think, you don't got to go to Cleveland to do that. I think
but if you want to lean your way, wouldn't showing up be important?
No, you can send Rich Paul to do that. You don't got to do that. I'm looking at it. You can make a phone call. I'm looking at it as, yo, I'm going to retire and let's say 2-3 years. I think LeBron's going to play 2 more years. I'm going to retire in 2 more years. I don't think I can win a championship in LA. I think I can win one with you guys in Cleveland. He's a huge fan of Garland. I'm pretty sure he likes Donovan Mitchell. Hey, Cleveland, I come back. You got to keep Garland. You got to keep Mitchell. You got to draft my son. I'm going to retire in my hometown. I'm a billionaire. I don't have to go and get a max contract. Yo, give me what y'all can give me.
I got a crib in Cleveland. I'm going to try in LA. Don't have to move the family.
Yo, listen, and I believe he has a realistically chance to win a championship.
Oh no,
with that roster and you add him. Come on, man.
Your dog and Cleveland got money. Let's be honest. So if he came back to Cleveland, they wouldn't have to move nobody, right? So you got Garland, you got Donovan. Well, we're gonna get to that real quick. We're gonna spend a couple of more seconds on this, but
I don't think Garland leaves if LeBron comes. I don't think.
Facts. Oh, if Bron come, no, especially with the Clutch Association, you got Garland, you got Bron, you got Donovan, you got Mobley, you got Allen, and you still got depth on that bench.
In order to bring LeBron, though, I'm gonna be honest, they might have to move either Chris LeVert or Jared Allen.
Caris LeVert?
Is it Garrett Allen or Jared Allen?
They would let Caris LeVert go. They got Jared Allen on a deal. They got Jared Allen on a steal right now. I don't think Jared Allen making that much money, relatively speaking. Let me go check his salary out, because when he got his deal a couple years ago or so, I was looking at it crazy. Yeah.
They're definitely going to lose a nice piece in the trade. I mean, because I don't think LeBron think he can just sign. I think it has to be a sign and trade.
How much money you think Jared Allen making?
$25 a year.
He only making 20.
Oh wow, that's a steal.
He signed a 5-year. $100 million deal in 2021-22. He ain't a free agent again until 2026-27. Like, dog, no, they don't have to. They could sign him outright. If LeBron coming back, dog, and you about to be a title contender for the next 2 years, and you Dan Gilbert who got all this outside revenue, dog, you pay the luxury tax. You keeping everybody. Yeah. What you doing?
You pay the luxury tax for LeBron.
Because you're going to make that money back.
You're going to make that money back. And you're
going to make that back.
Possibly they'll be back in the finals that year.
And absolutely. And even if they ain't in the finals, they're going to be a heavy contender for the finals. And that's enough buzz right there. And if anybody knows, Dan Gilbert, because he done did it twice. He knows what that means.
LeBron leaves LA this year.
I know. I do Cleveland. Too. I'm thinking Cleveland to us. And I don't want to put.
I don't think he's ever going to come back here. I don't think he's ever going to come back here.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's wanted here.
Fair enough, but
by the coaching staff, of course. By the front office, no.
Hey, look, if LeBron said he wanted to come back to Miami, they signed him.
Spo wants him back.
Absolutely.
Nah. And
I think LeBron wants Spo back.
I don't think Rich Paul and Pat want to work with each other, honestly.
Right, because Rich Paul know that he gonna have to do what Pat say at some points, but Pat know that he gonna have to twist arms to get what he need done.
And the thing is, Pat is not giving up anything to nobody in clutch.
No.
That's the thing.
And he shouldn't.
I don't want to get too deep into that because
right, and we not.
But
Because we're gonna move on.
yeah, let's move on.
Oh no, you good. I want you to finish your thought because I had one more little thing to say.
I don't think Clutch Sports is not going to run the Miami Heat front office.
Absolutely,
it's just not going to happen. And that's what they tried to do before, and I think that's what made the split. And during the rumor has it allegedly during the meeting that Pat had with the Clutch guys, it was they totally disrespected Pat. They didn't pay him no mind. They wasn't paying attention. They was watching a soccer game or whatever the case may be. So I think
they were playing FIFA is what I think.
Whatever it was, it ain't had nothing to do with basketball.
Right.
Let's say that. So I think Pat is like, okay, I'm the Godfather. They're gonna disrespect me.
Right,
All right,
right.
I just don't see it happening.
Now,
Spo wants him back, but Pat, nah.
Okay, to your point though, I think that the reason I even say the Miami Heat is because, like you said, LeBron wants to win in his final couple of years, and I think that a team, because we're not sure that Bronny's going to go in the first round, and that's actually our next topic. Real quick, we're going to spend a couple of minutes, but we're not sure he's going to go in the first round. There are a couple of teams possibly thinking about doing it later at the end. Utah has been reported, Dallas, whatever. But if he go in the second round, that's Miami Heat territory, and I think that Bron is smart enough to know that there's a place where he can win the title and ensure that his son has the best chance to have an elongated NBA career, and that's in Miami. And that's the same thing you mentioned about Cleveland as far as him wanting to win. And he'll definitely have an NBA career in Cleveland. Will it be elongated? We can't, you know what I mean? That's a different type of different story, even though I like Bickerstaff too. But they fronting on him right now, so that's a whole different thing. But, all right, not to spend too much time on that, we're going to move on. And like I said, we're going to spend a little bit of time on the draft, not too much, because like I said, that, you know, yeah. I'm going to give you two topics. Since we started on Bronny, let's keep on Bronny. What have you seen on Bronny? What have you heard on Bronny? What do you know about Bronny? And how are you feeling about him and his draft position at this moment?
This is what I know about Bronny. If his name was Khalif Bennett, nobody would be talking about him. I'm just going to be 100% honest. I don't have anything to say about Bronny. Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. First round, second round.
He's going to go in the second round because yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, fair enough, brother. I mean, your line was funny though. If his name was Khalif Bennett. Second topic. This has been a topic of chatter going around Miami Heatville, whether it be social media, different circles, different conversations, whatever. You've actually seen just a couple of, you know what I mean, writers projected or whatever. But it's an interesting topic and an interesting subject to look at. If the Miami Heat were to keep the 15th pick, Zach Edey, the center, is a name that has come up. How do you feel about Zach Edey, Dean?
No.
Why no?
I say this. Outside of his height, that was gifted by him from God, that no one can change that. That has nothing to do with height. Tell me that has nothing to do with height. So don't tell me about rebounding and block shots. Because Dennis Rodman was like 6'9", and he was a great rebounder because he knew how to get to the ball. Some guys are just so tall, you got to just put your arms up, you get the rebound. Anyway, Tell me one thing he does skill-wise that's good.
So
nothing.
It's funny. No. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I will say this. He does have a little post game. I think he has enough post game to be effective on the post, get you double-digit points at his peak. But that's not what his superpower is for me. For me, what I look at when I see him, no, he's not elite. But what I look at when I see him is a dude, 48 minutes in a college game, right? You the college guy, you know, I'm NCAA, 48 minutes college game. I thought so. All right. The dude at, 7 foot everything was playing 48 minutes. And for me, at that size, go ahead.
Go ahead.
At that size, being able to go all game long, that's impressive, because what that shows is you have immense conditioning and a work ethic. And I think when you put that with the Miami Heat, a team that has been lacking size, yes, if you're that big, all you gotta do is stick your arms up. But we know, like you started your thing with, can't teach size. You either got that by the gift of God or you don't. Well, I mean, cats out here buying knees and thighs nowadays, but they ain't gonna be nobody's hoopers. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you either got that size or you don't. So, I mean, my thing is, even if he just standing in front of the rim, I mean, Boban ain't really got no skills, but he's 7'30". So if you could just stand in front of the rim at that size,
But Boban wasn't picked
especially
in the top. He wasn't picked in the first round.
I know, but he also wasn't as athletically fluid or as conditioned as this guy. Boban gonna give you 5-6 minutes hard, and then he need a break. Zach Edey could probably give you, most of a quarter hard before he need a break.
This is the NBA. This is not college.
I agree, and that's why I know he's not gonna play all game long.
30 millions
Right.
of dollars.
Right.
See, the thing I have with these really tall guys who doesn't have any skill.
I think he does have skill, though. I think you discount that.
I think Yao Ming has skill. Yao Ming was 7'1". How tall was Yao Ming? 7'1", 7'2". He had skill. I think Bobo, he had skill. And if it wasn't for the injuries, he'll probably be a decent NBA player. Rudy Gobert, he's a good defender. I don't think he has much skill, but he's okay. Like he's a 4-time defensive player of the year, or 5, however many times he won. So like that's his skill. I don't think Zach Edey has none of that. There's no in between with me. I just think he was gifted a beautiful height, and I just don't see any skill that he brings to the table. I watch a lot of Purdue games. I don't know. I just don't think. I'm sorry. If he was 6, that's another thing. I don't want to keep saying if.
Right, because you can't hit me. Because hold on, you can't hit me with the if Haywood. You can't hit me, but Haywood is not
you're right.
6.
You're right.
But then on this side, say if he was 6'9".
You're right. That's all I'm gonna say about this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't believe in his abilities to be an NBA player.
Okay, so that's you answered my question, but I think I'm gonna ask you just a little more clear to be specific for the people. So it ain't that you don't believe him at 15 for the Miami Heat. You don't believe it ain't that you don't believe in him in the first round. It ain't that you don't believe in him in the first 2 rounds. You don't think the brother is ultimately gonna be in the NBA more than 2 years.
Agreed. Yeah, he in my opinion, he won't. Listen,
right? That's what I know. And I won't
put
put nothing on it. That's what I got from you, so that's why I said it like that.
Yeah, but hopefully he proves me wrong. He become an all-star. He gets paid, and he provide for his family.
But
this
you
is
just don't
my
see
opinion.
It.
I just don't see him. I just don't see it.
I understand. I think, like I said, bro, I think he showed a little post game. I think that UConn specifically, they got a guy, their guy's gonna go in the top 10, top 5. I think he played a little defense, but I think Edey showed you some stuff. And like I said, a guy that could run around that long, that's at that size, I definitely think he could be valuable, especially in the Miami Heat system that value effort above everything. So we'll see how that play out, man. But interesting. Deem said he don't even think the boy NBA player. Wow. We got a new segment we're gonna bring in. We got a couple new things that we're gonna bring into the fold here. It's been done on quite a few shows. And some things that Deem actually brought to my attention. But we're gonna call it a blind ranking for now as we continue to develop it. Maybe we'll start calling it something else. Who knows? But for now, let's get into your blind rankings, Dean. The floor is yours. Talk to the people.
Yes. So the new thing, like Kay said, I'm sorry. Like Kay said, we got a new thing called blind ranking that everybody see on the internet. They blind rank celebrities, net worths, and all this type of crazy crap. So we're gonna do a different edition to where it's strictly Miami Heat. So Kay, I'm gonna give you 5 point guards. 5. I want you to blind rank these 5 point guards, not knowing obviously who's going to come next. You ready? You think you can handle it?
Absolutely.
All right. The first point guard I'm gonna give you, Gary Payton, the glove.
Are we talking Miami Heat tenure?
We're talking Miami Heat. Everything is Miami Heat tenure. Everything is Miami Heat.
4.
Ready for your second one?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Lowry. Play the Jeopardy music, Joe.
3, man. 3. 3.
3?
I'm not gonna put it
Wow.
5. I'm not gonna put it behind GP, even though GP won a title.
Well, listen. Well, here you
Go
go. Right
ahead.
here.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
gonna
Go
give
ahead.
you a hard one. Tim Hardaway. Now you don't know
1.
who's coming next.
Right.
You don't know
1.
who's coming next.
1.
The Dragon.
2.
Mario.
5. I did good. I did wonderful.
No, you did horrible.
I did amazing. I killed that.
No, you
I
did. You
killed that.
did good. The only thing I would switch.
You would switch GP and Kyle Lowry, and I get it. Now let's talk about that.
No.
Okay. Whoa.
Not.
You would switch Timmy and the Dragon?
No, I would switch Chalmers and Lowry. I would have.
You would have Chalmers 3?
I would have Chalmers 3. He won
So
two
Caleb
championships.
Will be 5. Yeah, you're right.
He won 2 championships, and he was. I think he was better than GP was when he was here.
You're right, and that kind of threw me off. And that's why I put GP 4. I honestly wanted to put GP 5. I did.
No, I had GP 4.
But I felt like that was mad disrespect.
No.
So that's why I put. But you would have swapped Kyle Lowry because I think the way it ended, like left such a bad taste in our
I don't think
mouths,
Heat fans gonna like him at 3.
Listen, man, I probably would switch him to 5 too, but I think that his first 2 years were productive, and I want to say through a lot of stuff, and even in moments that we needed him to be big, he did come through. Now it wasn't ultimately enough, but I felt like he gave us some quality moments. Will he ever live up to the $30 million that he got per? No. But who are we to count another man's pockets? What we gonna say is it won't what it was supposed to be. The last year was really, really bad, but the first 2 years had some decent moments. But I agree ultimately, man. Shout out to Rio. I'm sorry, Rio.
Yeah,
you're right.
You got Rio.
In my mind though, I would probably still go Rio 3, Kalo 4, GP 5.
GP 5?
I know it sounds disrespectful. But yeah,
Kyle Lowry did play more seasons than GP.
Right, but GP got that title, which is tricky. He got that title, so I get. That's why I'm saying, like, he got that title. This is a good game.
I'm not gonna say I was super surprised, but I thought you was gonna go Dragon 1 over Hardaway.
No, and I thought about that. I knew you was gonna go Dragon, and I was like, is there another guy outside of Dragon that I would honestly put at 1? And there ain't. Because in my mind, Timmy's probably number 1 anyway, but I saw the Dragon. So
I think Timmy is number 1. But
yeah,
again,
definitely.
We didn't see Timmy, but we
saw the Dragon. So we have a sentimental attachment to Dragon.
But obviously, me and you're a basketball historian, so we know the game, and I'm pretty sure you want to watch some highlights and some old games. Absolutely. So have I. But I wouldn't have been mad if you to put Dragon 1.
Right, and that's why when you said the Dragon, I was like, okay, good. I was thinking right. Now, like I said, the Rio, Gary Payton number, GP being your first blind rank selection, that was masterful. That was masterful. You did that really well because that put you in a position. But like I said, I think it went well. I can't disagree with your list. What's most important is we got those first 2 right because
the first 2 is right.
And most importantly, I would say your 5
GP
guys
right too, though. I think GP at 4 is right.
I mean, I don't mind him at 4 at all. I don't mind him. I think Rio's properly at number 3. That was good. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
I was gonna be funny and throw in point guard Justin Winslow or maybe Carlos Arroyo just to throw him in there. But
I would have said pass. Let me get the next selection because you're not gonna set me up because it's like.
No, that was a good list though, man. I give you a B+.
I'm gonna go next. I'm doing it next year. Next week, I'm doing the blind rank.
All right, so next week we're gonna do a different position, and you're gonna blind rank me.
Yeah. I got you. All right, man. A little bit before we get out of here, we had an hour. We trying to keep it concise. I know we didn't talk your head off, but little playoff talk, man. Hey, look, man, we're gonna hit it. Like I said, quick blitz. The Minnesota Timberwolves went up 2-0, winning 2 games in Denver, then proceeded to allow Denver to come back to Minnesota and win 2 games over them. Now, headed back to Minnesota for game, what is it? I'm sorry, is it game 6?
Game 6, yep, 8:30.
Is it game 6? And that means that Denver is up 3-2 with a chance to walk away with the victory tonight. As we're coming to you live.
Though, okay?
Right, as we're coming to you live on Thursday, May 16th. We're an hour away from game 6, man. Give me your take on this Denver Minnesota series. Give me your take on Minnesota. I mean, let's just be frank, choking away a 2-0 series lead with home court firm advantage. And then also being on the precipice of elimination. And then tell me what you think is gonna happen.
Listen, Kay, I said in the group chat, if Minnesota won last game, which was game 5, it's over. It's over. I don't see Minnesota recovering from this.
So effectively, your game 5 winner was your series winner.
Yes. I don't think outside of Ant-Man, I don't see no one else on that team that have the guts to fight back. Outside of Ant-Man, I can't see another guy. Listen, he had a lot of ups and down moments.
Decent game. Decent game 5.
He had a lot of ups and downs. No, outside the game where he scored 44. What game was that?
Right. That was game
4
2?
or 5.
Oh, nah. I thought the last couple of games he's been really inefficient. He's been shooting his gun though, but he's been inefficient.
But he's been fighting back, and I'd rather have my
that's what I mean.
Player go down.
He banging,
fighting than going down like throwing your hands up. And there's a lot of guys on that Minnesota team that's going to go down throwing their hands up, and while he's shooting that thing. So I don't see a lot of guys on that team with the guts. It's over tonight.
I agree. I thought it was a little strong when you said the guts, when you made the guts comment, but you know what? After you put it like that, Deem, I agree, man. Somebody got to step up and help that brother, and they are doing it. There's certain guys that are stepping up in individual moments, but I don't think you're definitely not getting it enough from your next best players. That's Cat, that's Rudy Gobert, that's all them. Because I mean, Joker, he'll kill anybody, but I mean, the guy that's supposed to be the defensive player of the year, he was killing this fool. I mean, I'm talking baguettes. I'm talking wee. I'm talking, French fries. I'm talking all that. I mean, crepes, all that. Anything French that you eat, that's what Rudy Gobert was. Because, I mean, he was killing them. I'm talking post-game, mid-post game, short corner game, hit you at the top of the key with a 3 in the face like Black Al. Like, he was giving him everything. So, no, he do need some help. I agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the whole Defensive Player of the Year award thing. I'm gonna be quick on this, K. I think the NBA media should never vote on any awards ever again because they get it wrong every single year, almost every single award. There's no way. I think Rudy should have been Defensive Player of the Year this year. I could say that about a few years. I just don't see how the best player. The best defensive player that year had to come out the game during certain moments in the fourth quarter. The MVP, I don't think Nico should have won it this year. I think it could have went to Shea. The media gets it wrong every single year.
This was a year though that I really wouldn't have been mad if one of like 4 dudes had got the MVP.
Yeah, I don't think he deserved it this year. The 6th man of the year they got right, rookie of the year they got right, coach of the year they get wrong almost every year. But I'm not going to keep.
Still ain't won it.
Yeah, I don't understand how the greatest coach all time doesn't have not one coach of the year award. But hey, it's neither here nor there. I hope it's one day somebody come up with a petition to eliminate the NBA media who doesn't watch basketball games. I'm truly believe a lot of these guys who vote doesn't watch basketball games. But yeah, get these guys from like let players and coaches vote. Players and coaches and NBA execs, they should be the guys voting for the MVP. Should be voting for awards in all NBA teams and not people like Stephen A. Smith who only watch Knick games.
Wow, he shot at Stephen A. directly. I could go right to the East since you mentioned Stephen A., but I'm gonna stick in the West real quick because it allows me to segue. This was my thing, man. You know, in the playoffs, they mentioned talent, of course, you know, wins out in the NBA, but in the playoffs, it's still about experience. And we thought that we saw two teams getting ready to buck that trend this season in Minnesota and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But both of those teams being down 3-2 at this particular moment, you know, the old saying is going to prevail. You can be talented. Your time could be now. You could be amongst the best in the league. But when it comes to those precious playoff moments and those game time winning scenarios, experience wins overall, man. So give me your thoughts on the guy that you mentioned should have won an MVP, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Give me your thoughts on their situation right now, being down 3-2 to the Dallas Mavericks. And how do you think that series is going to ultimately play out?
I don't think that series is over. I think that's going to go to 7. Honestly, I don't know who's going to win that series. I think it's going to go to 7. I don't know who's going to win. But obviously, you know, I'm a big Duke fan. So I'm going for Kyrie. I want Kyrie to win the championship this year. Kyrie or another guy, I'm not going to say his name because he plays on the team I hate. So I'm not going to say that name. But I'm going for one of the Duke guys to win. And hopefully, you know, they play each other and one of them have to win.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The guy that you're saying that you won't say the team name, I hope he loses. I hope they lose every game they play for the remainder of the year. I'm being honest. I don't want them to win.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to argue that because I hate that team, but I love that guy. Pause.
Fair enough. I can agree with that.
Yeah, so I'm just not going to say that.
I understand. Moving on, man. I think. Oh, not moving on. I'm gonna give you my take on that series. I think that series is done. I thought that Dallas would beat them coming in. Like I said, man.
Wait, so you think it's over next game? Game 6 is over?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they got some killers over there, bro. I mean, when you look at Kyrie Irving,
PJ's been balling.
Oh, that dude. I mean, like a man possessed. Like, I mean, ever since
he might have been the second best player of this series.
Game 3. Second most consistent. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're right.
So say hold on now. Because I mean, if that's the case, though, look at what Daniel Gafford has been doing. He's been consistent as heck too.
Yo,
he's been making big plays.
Yo. See, this is what people don't understand. Sometimes you got to go with guys who fits your team best and say, bump those big name guys. PJ Washington has fit this team really good. Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford has fit this team perfectly.
A heck of a 1-2 punch, bro.
Perfectly,
so,
bro.
I mean that
Dallas
big man rotation,
a great team.
Gafford, the Lively dog.
Bro, I don't think Jason Kidd is a great coach. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's an average coach that's really smart, but he's just average.
That's what I was about to say though. He's just an average. Look.
Great player.
The same thing that made Jay. I was about to say, right though, is you could say the same thing. Well, he had a quick first step, and I mean, at one point he could jump a little bit, but he really won't never off the charts athletic. What separated J. Kidd was he had 37 sets of eyes, and he was so smart on the court, bro. And later in his years, like he couldn't even shoot. He was so smart and could pass that thing and could see things before you did, which allowed him to penetrate or make passes. That he didn't have to shoot. He was a mega star without having to learn to shoot. And of course, as he slowed down a little bit and couldn't get by you as much, he learned to shoot in Dallas. But that's what you're saying. He's so basketball intelligent and he can see things before they happen that the other areas that usually make a good coach, they aren't as good. They are average. But that one area is so supernova that it makes him an above average coach to me. And I think that with the experience, he continues to go in those other areas. Because I honestly think like a guy like Luka, even Kyrie, so to speak, he's good for them, but they're good for him.
Yeah, that Dallas team is built perfectly though. But
oh yeah, absolutely. So moving on to the East, man, you did bring up Stephen A. Listen, let's get it over with. I think that The
Yeah,
Knicks are gonna do just that on Friday when they face Indiana as well. What are your thoughts on that series? Do you think that
It's over. It's over.
you think it's over and done with on
It's
Friday?
over. Jalen Brunson's a hooper. He's a playoff.
Yeah,
He's
he'll
a playoff
baller.
performer. Tyrese Halliburton has proven that he's overrated. He had a lot of he had 2 good games. He had 2 good games, but he's overrated. He's
I
not
should have known. I wasn't even thinking. I walked Deem right into this opportunity to poo-poo on Tyrese Halliburton. Continue, my brother.
Yeah. He's a overrated player. He's a good player. He's not a great player. I don't even think he should have been an all-star. Well, no, because he was hooping before the all-star game. He was hooping before the all-star break. But he's not that guy. He's not that guy. So shout out to him. Shout out to Indiana. They had a hell of a run. They had a hobbled Milwaukee team that they should have beat, and they did beat. They ran into the Knicks, and I think if the Knicks was fully healthy, it would have been a sweep or a gentleman sweep if the Knicks was fully healthy.
I think if they have OG, it's probably still a gentleman's sweep. I think if they have Julius, they probably sweep them. I agree with you. I say coming into these playoffs.
Quick point,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Just a quick yes or no, because I hear a lot of Knicks fans on Twitter saying that they believe if Julius Randle was on the team, they don't believe they'd be having this run. What do you think? No, that's the answer. He thinking about it too
No,
long. That means no.
I'm not. I want to think about the way I said it. If Julius Randle had a still set out, but came back for the playoffs, 100%.
Okay.
If he had never went out, period, no. But I think that by sitting out, it would allow him to see, hey, this dude is a dog. So I just think it took him, like I think now, bringing Julius back would be a smart move because now it's a clear pecking order. You number 2. You 2. And I think that's what he needs. And I think, but by seeing this dude clearly become the one, I think, yes, they would have absolutely had this run. And I think, like I said, they would have swept the Pacers. Takes us to my next question real quick, which I'm going to get to before we close out. So since you said that they're going to go ahead and handle their business, who you got in this next series? I know you said you want your boy from Duke to win the thing, but you know I said I don't want him to win. And I told you that New York was the team that scared me the most coming down the stretch. And I told y'all that it's here. I told y'all that on Heat versus the World. And I told y'all that anywhere else I could. So, Knicks versus the Celtics. What do you see? Give me a prediction, a game amount prediction, and who gonna win?
I told you and Kev that I trusted the Knicks way more than I trusted the Clippers. That Clippers team. That Clippers. That Knicks
You
team.
did. You did.
This Knicks team has always it's built right. This Knicks team is built right.
100%.
I don't think.
And I trust Tibbs.
Go ahead. You said you trust the Knicks?
Oh,
Tibbs.
I trust Tibbs.
I think the Knicks are going to go in this thing hobbled, man. There's a lot of injuries popping up on this Knicks team. The Celtics haven't played great yet, and I don't know if they will. I'm gonna go Boston, man. I'm gonna go
games?
Boston because I think the Knicks is going to go in here unhealthy. I don't think it's going to be close because I think the Knicks are going to be so banged up. And
how many games?
Banged up Jalen Brunson going against Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White is not good for the Knicks. So I'm gonna go Boston in 5.
Wow. Okay. First of all,
only because the injuries, though. Okay.
No, that's the fact. I hear you. I'm gonna go Knicks in 6, and I'm gonna tell you why. You mentioned Jalen Brunson being banged up, hobbled. Fair. He's still been giving you 40 and 30.
Yeah, but he hasn't gone up against a guy like Drew Holiday or Jaylen Brown yet. That's going to. Those are some good defensive guys, man.
I understand, but I also watch
and no OG, and I think
fair enough.
The guard JT.
Hey, bro. I also watched them put every defender they had on Marcus Morris, and ultimately the Celtics won the game. But I also watched them put every defender they had on Marcus Morris, and they still couldn't stop him from making shots in their closeout game. So they can be beat, is all I'm saying. And the Pacers did this. The Pacers did the same thing.
I mean, we seen what Donovan Mitchell was doing to those same defenders I just named.
But that takes me to my next point, though, Deem. Even when you look at their Miami Heat series, even when you look at the Celtics series, the Boston Celtics, like you said, they ain't played that good, honestly. Jason Tatum in the last 2 or 3 games really just start playing well, what you expect of him. And they've allowed even if they've been able to get back up and pull away by the end, they've allowed these 2 other teams, us and the Cavaliers, to hang around, punch them in the mouth, make runs. That's the Cavaliers and the Miami Heat, who are depth of their star power, banged up, scoring challenge. That ain't the Knicks with a dude who gonna come give you 40 every game of the series, with a dude that's also gonna come and give you 20 points and 15 rebounds and play hellified defense, with a dude like Dante DiVincenzo who gonna come give you 20 per, but might go for 40. And if you leave him open anymore, he gonna nail every shot. I'm just saying, this Knicks team ain't the team that they could play with as they have played with the Cavaliers and the Miami Heat in the first 2 rounds. And I just think that they're ripe to get plucked because, as you know, because we've kind of all been saying it because we've been the team seeing them for the last couple of years, these Celtics ain't like that. And especially without a healthy 100%, I don't even care if he on the floor. If Kristaps ain't 80% or better, they cannot beat the Knicks, dog. And even at Kristaps 80% or better, it's still a toss-up.
I think they could beat the Knicks without Kristaps because they're not 100%. The Knicks are not 100%. That's why.
You, bro. I feel you, but I just feel like the Tibbs way where he gonna play a dude 50 minutes regardless. They don't care about that, bro. I understand, but I'm just telling. I think this is gonna be a great series, but I just think the Knicks gonna win it in 6.
Honestly, I can't wait. I think this is going to be the best in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be the best round so far. I just wish both teams came in 100% healthy so we can get the full potential.
But don't tell me about that because I wish we came in healthy. But that's neither here nor there, man. What are your closing thoughts, man? What you got as we get ready to end this episode, Dean? You got anything?
To all my Heat fans out there, man, hold your head up high. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. And I hate that I gotta say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm going for Boston and Dallas to be in the championship.
Wow. Mute his mic, Joe. Mute this man's mic. Mute his mic. Mute his mic.
I'm going for them two to go head to head in the finals. Dallas and Boston. Come on. Kyrie, Derek Lively, Jason Tatum.
Oh man,
Emil Jefferson. He's coaching.
He want a Duke final situation. Staff.
Give me my dream finals, man. Boston versus Dallas.
Listen, man. I would say my final thoughts is NBA, do the right thing, man. Make sure NBA on TNT come back in future seasons, man.
Yeah, don't go to NBC, man.
For the people, man. I mean, I love the NBC theme music, and I wouldn't even mind if they get a couple games. But if it come at the expense of NBA on TNT, NBA do the right thing. Come on, man. For the people. They've created moments. I mean, I know they delay the games by 15 minutes. I know they do that. I know some people hate that. But what we gonna do without Chuck, Kenny, Shaq, and Ernie? Come on, man. Do the right thing, NBA.
ESPN. At least they watch basketball. ESPN.
Boy. Anyway, with that being said, man, of course, we got a bunch of things coming to you from the network. Joel gonna decide to get back on the horse sooner or later with the main pod. Until then, we're gonna hit you every week as much as we can. We got some other things coming, of course. I got some coming. The Young Degenerates, look out for that. Me and another homie got another pod coming. I got music. We got all different things coming from, you know what I mean, the network, content-wise. Deem, you got anything else that you want to promote content-wise, man? Other than, of course, the Bis Break, but we on here doing that.
The Bis Break,
obviously.
But, trying to figure some things out, man.
Absolutely, man. No, hey, look, man, let me know. I want to tap in as much as I can, man. I'm just trying to give you a moment to shout that out. But other than that, man, follow my bro at BL Deem on Twitter. Follow me at K_Said_K. That's K_SAID_QUE. Follow the main page. That's at HVTW on Twitter. Well, X, man, but we ain't gonna never get over that. You know what I mean? You got an IG, Dean, that you want to shout out, anything like that?
No, my IG down right now. I'm bringing it back
Okay.
up right next
I
week.
understand his IG down. Well, you can follow the pages. You can follow the main network's IG at HVTW. Follow me at IAMKCIRUS. And that's about it, man. Until then, man, thank you for lending your ear to this sound, man. That's Deem. I'm K, and this has been the Biscayne Breakdown. We out.
Yeah. When I pull up on the scene.